Hiya, welcome back. So today I am going to be going through my physical TBR. So all the books that I own physical copies of, but I haven't read yet. And rather than just kind of go through the books, I thought I'd see how tall my physical TBR is. Because I have quite a few books that I own and I haven't read. Not as many as it was in the middle of last year, but quite a lot nonetheless. And I'm not the tallest, so I kind of want to know, I'm pretty sure that I'm still going to be a fair bit taller than my TBR, but I don't know, and I'm interested to see. So for reference, as we start out, I am just under 5'1", so I'm like 154, 153 centimetres. So first off, I'm just going to go through my shelves and pull off the books that I haven't read yet. And then we will go through them, stack them up and see where we get to. Okay, this is definitely now one of those situations where I'm like, I knew it was bad, but somehow seeing my entire physical TBR on the floor, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. But there we go. Let's go through. So I'm obviously a bit of a weird angle. I have put a tape measure up the side of my bookcase. I'm thinking because then it's like against the bookcase and the wall, it's less likely to fall over. I still think it is going to be shorter than me. I just don't think the height difference is going to be as much as I thought. But there we go. I'm rubbish at judging distances, so who knows? So I'm actually going to start with some books that I don't officially count on my TBR in my book journal, and that's because they weren't bought specifically for me, if that makes sense. Like, my ones there is just to make sure that I don't buy too many, but these are physical books that we own that I need to read. So yeah, the first two are Raising Steam and Snuff by Terry Pratchett. So I have been reading the Discworld series for years, like probably 10 years, something like that. I have just got these two left to read, and hopefully at some point this year I will read Raising Steam, and then Snuff will probably be next year. I tend to read like one a year the last couple of years. So yeah, those are the first two. Oh, crikey. And I'm starting with Raising Steam because it is a hardback. It is in fact the only hardback on here. I have such an aversion to reading hardbacks, I might actually get that one out of the library before I read it. And then the other book that wasn't specifically bought for me, although kind of, I guess was, is The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. So this is another fantasy, and this is the next book in the Mistborn series. So paperback came out last year, so we bought it. We actually have an entire shelf of Brandon Sanderson books. I haven't read all of them, Ben has. So yeah, we have got that one. That's the next one on. The magic system in those books is so cool. It's one of my favourites. Right. Now, decisions. I don't know whether to try and group these by genre, try and be a bit strategic with the size. Let's get some books that I know are a bit bigger next. And you know, feel free to do a bit of a bingo of how many times I say, oh, I can't wait to read this, or, oh, this looks so good, or even, oh, I forgot about this one. So we have got Eternally Hers, which is a sapphic paranormal romance anthology. So it has got a book by Ariel Murray in it, and it's got a few other authors as well. Don't ask me why I haven't read this, given sapphic and paranormal romance are like my favourite things, but there we go. Because it's an anthology, it's obviously reasonably chunky. And then I have got, this is going to be a recurring theme you're going to see. So I went to Rare in London last year, so that's romance author and reader events. I'm going to go to the Edinburgh one later this year, so looking forward to that. But I got a lot of books there because it was a good opportunity to, some of them were cheaper from the authors, some of them it was just a nice chance to, you know, just get the physical copies, get them signed, things like that. So the next two are from that. So these are Lured by Her and Struck by Her by Brianna Michaels. It's the Reflection series. I have read the first one in the series. I did enjoy it. These are vampire paranormals, and yeah, they're good fun. I will say, when I read the first one in this series, I was going through this weird phase where I read about 6 different vampire series within the same month, and I got all of the worlds so confused. So that's going to be fun when I come to pick these up. Where are we up to so far? Oh, about 17 centimetres. It's not too bad. That's whatever it says here in inches, because I can't do the maths in my head. Let's get some more indie-sized books, because they'll be good to try and get a good base. So we've got the 2 Lexi Blake books that I own and I haven't read. So Street to Ride is the next one that I'm going to be reading. I might possibly read this month. If not, it will definitely be next month. This is the first book in the Nights in Bliss series. So that one is there. And then I have also got Bound, which is a fairy story. So this is the first book in her like fantasy trilogy. It does then link it into like the Thieves series of the paranormal stuff, which I have read some of. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to read. Right, then to massively call myself out in the I bought books because they were cheap series, I have got 6 Felicity Heaton books that I haven't read yet. They were really cheap though. In fact, that top one, so Stolen by Her Bear, I got for free from her table. And then yeah, Tempted by a Rogue Prince, Hunted by a Jaguar, Craved by an Alpha, Bitten by a Hellcat, and Taken by a Dragon. So these are from the Eternal Mates series. I've read the first 2 in the series, very much enjoyed them. Don't ask me why I haven't picked the others up yet, except for the fact that obviously I read far too many very good paranormal romance series. So yeah, I definitely want to pick some more of these up in terms of reading. It would be nice to have read a chunk of these before I go to Rare this year, although then it will be then resisting buying some more of her books. Yeah, can't win really either way, can I? Oh. In fact, let's stick with books I got at Rare. And we have actually got 3 sci-fi books. So Anna and the Alien by Honey Phillips, Her Alien Farmhand, also by Honey Phillips, and Possessed by Tana Stone. And I actually managed to get all of these for free at Rare. So yeah, I do really want to read them. Particularly like Anna and the Alien, like, has just been on my radar for so long. Yeah, again with the I really want to read these. Of course I do, that's why I own them. Okay, we are going to call this next section I am terrible at reading contemporary romance. I really like contemporary romance. When I actually read it, like, I generally will enjoy it, but I have to be in the right mood, and it doesn't always happen. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of calling myself out here. So I have got If Only You by Chloe Lisa, which is the 6th Bergman Brothers book, and like book 7 releases in a couple of months, and I've still not read book 6. So yeah, I don't know why. Most of the books in this series I've read like within 2 days of release. For some reason I didn't with this one, and I've not gone back and picked it up. Right. And then potentially worse, I have books 1 and 2 of Chloe Lee's retellings. Yeah, I have managed to make myself not pre-order book 3 because I'm like, I need to actually read these before I buy any more. Yeah. Let's just move on past that. Then I've got No Rings Attached by Rachel Lacey. I read the first one. What's it called? The first one in these is Read Between the Lines. I really love that. And yes, this one just sounds so good. I did read an arc of Rachel Lacey's recently. Otherwise, I probably would have picked this up by now. And then possibly the most hyped book on BookTube, Flawless by Elsie Silver. I think I got this for my birthday last year, so coming on a year. And yeah, there's just too many books to get to. I went through this thing where I bought loads of books that were the first book in a series and then got panicky about how many series I was in the middle of reading. So you will see quite a few books in here that are the first book in a series just because I'm like, I'm reading too many series already. So yeah, there's that. Where are we up to now? We are up to about 46 centimetres or whatever it says here in inches. In fact, let's start moving the camera up a tiny bit, I think. Get to a bit more of a natural angle. At some point I'm going to have to start kneeling up or something. Then we have got Catch and Cradle by Katia Rose. I love Katia's books. So I've read Girlfriend Material and I've read the first 2 books in her 3 Rivers series. I read the arc of each of those. So yeah, and Katia is going to Rare in September, which I'm so excited for. But yeah, I've heard amazing things about this one. And it's a sports romance that's not guys playing hockey or baseball. So we do love that. And then, Star, if you are watching this, I am so sorry. This is like their favourite book, but I haven't read One Last Stop yet. So this is Casey McQuiston's sapphic, subway-based romance that is the book that has been on my to-read list the longest. So yeah, when I imported my Goodreads into Storygraph, it's the longest surviving one that I have neither read nor deleted from my list. And I don't know why. It's just this thing now. But yeah, someone needs to call me out at some point and make me actually just sit down and read this book, please. Then we've got another first book in the series, and that is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. So these ones are like darkish contemporary, I think. And they're all fairy tale retellings, and they sound so good. Like some of the things that are later in the series for Focus just sound so good, and I know so many people love them. Again, I think the reason I haven't picked this one up is because it's the first book in a series. So yeah. And then we have a book that I won, which is Hot Shot by Claire Lydon, and I won this in one of Jay's Sapphic giveaways. I think it was in December maybe. I like the fact that it's a UK-based author because when they're talking about sports, sports is so different in the UK to the US, so it's kind of nice to have that different reference. And then, back in the theme of having multiple books by the same author, I have got Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood and Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. So this one is the collection of novellas that I changed my mind about 60 times whether I was going to buy this or not. But I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it when I do read it. And then yeah, Love Theoretically, I've heard like really good things about, but for some reason not picked up. I really should, because that would then finish a series for me. But who knows? I mean, there's no logic with me when it comes to contemporary romance. I will put them off for literal years and then love them and zoom through them in 2 days. It's just how it is. Okay. This is going to sound really petty. So my next one is The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellafleur. I was so excited for this book. I was like so hyped for this book. I pre-ordered it really early. And then like really close to the books coming out, it became clear that the UK covers were nowhere near as pretty as the US covers. And I got really grumpy. And for some reason, being really grumpy at getting this cover rather than the gorgeousness that is the US cover means that a year later, I still haven't read the book, despite everything about this book, the author, the concept, everything being something I should like. I don't know. I don't make the rules in my brain. I mean, I just don't know who does. And then, is this my last contemporary? I think we finally reached the end of the contemporary pile, people. We have got Mercy by Sarah Kate, which if you saw my reset, you will know is my waterlogged copy. Yeah, I still haven't got around to replacing it. I will absolutely do that soon. So, on you go. And we are now at, upside down numbers, 66 centimetres. So that is whatever this is here in inches. And I think we're going to need to move up again. We've rearranged. So I'm going to try and do some of the slightly bigger books first, just to try and keep my pile stable. But my plan of putting it in the corner seems to have been successful so far. So, Midnight Women by Katie Robert. Again, if you see my resets, you know that this one is on there. So this is the latest Dark Olympus book, and I'm pretty sure this is the longest post-release that I've taken to read any of them, but this is apparently a recurring theme around here. And then we have got books 2 and 3 in the Immortal Reign series. So Ice Heart and Royal Bite. I've read the first book last month. Very excited to read these. Again, these are books I got from pre-orders from Rare, so they are signed copies. But I love Ariel Marie so much. So I am genuinely excited to keep reading this series. It's the latest series that I have started. Definitely chunky compared to some of those contemporaries. And then another fantasy, and that is Misrule by Heather Walters. So this is the second book in the Malice duology. The first one is Malice, just like Sapphic Sleeping Beauty vibes. Really enjoyed the first book, was waiting for the paperback to come out for the second book before I read it. I obviously have the paperback for the second book now, but haven't gone back to get to it. So this, honestly, I just want to read all of these books now. This was a really silly idea to do as a video in a month when I'm supposed to be prioritising Kindle Unlimited. But hey, I'm so excited by all these books. It's great. Then we have more books that I bought at Rare. So that is The Warrior King and The Cursed King by Abigail Owen. So I have recently read book 2 in this series. It's Dragon Shifters and Phoenixes. Really loving it. And just need to continue on with these two. Ooh, the pile's getting a little bit wobbly. I'm a bit nervous. Then where should we go next? Oh, this one's just a separate one that I've got, Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I literally got this as soon as the book came out, and yeah, usual story. Not got to it yet. We have got a couple of authors that I keep meaning to try. So we have got two Suzanne Wright books. Again, they're 2 first books in series. So we've got Feral Sins and we have got Burn. And Suzanne Wright, I think, is going to Rare in September. So I definitely need to make sure that I have tried her books before then, because I feel with the sorts of books I read that I should have read her books by now. Do we need to lift up again? I think we need to lift up again. Okay, move the camera up. I'm now very, very short. I was always short, obviously. This is just, I now look shorter. What have we got? Yes. Rosemary and Rue by Shannon Maguire. I'm assuming that's a Shannon. I don't know. Again, really keep meaning to read the series, but again, it's another first book in series. So yeah. we'll go with that. We have got, such a gorgeous cover, Forged by Magic by Jenna Wolfhart. Impressively, I got this book actually the day before it released, or a couple of days before it released, because I got it at Rare, and it hadn't yet released at that point. And yeah, it sounds so good and looks so completely unread. Then we have got books 2 and 3 in the Fae Guardian series by Lana P. I'm not massacring her name. It says Solace of Sharp Claws and Dreams of Broken Kings. I've read and really enjoyed the first book. I met Lana at Rare, which is again where I picked up the physical copies of these, and I think she's going again this year. So I guess that's my challenge, to try and read these before then. I definitely feel we're going to have a reading vlog at some point of trying to get all my reading done before Rare. I feel like we're on the home straight now. Okay, we have got Back in a Spell and In Charm's Way by Lana Harper, and these are the next books in the Witches of Thistle Grove series. I really loved books 1 and 2. I've heard some really mixed things about Back in a Spell, which, if I'm honest, is the reason that I've been putting these off. But again, like, I shouldn't be getting to the point where I have 2 books in this series like this when I'm this uncommitted. So there we go. And then I have got Caging Ella by Andy M. Long, which is a dark and twisted fairy tales version of Cinderella. Again, that I got from her at Rare. Yeah, like I say, it's a theme. It's a theme. We're going with that. I have a random tiny book. Lyrics Mate by Ariel Marie, Moon Valley Shifters, book 1. Which I could probably read in about half an hour, but again, I got that one for free at Rare. And then, do you know what, let's finish off the books I bought at Rare, shall we? You'll be pleased to hear we're at the end of it. I got this series, I don't know what the series is called, the Shifter Wars series by Carrie Adrian. She had such good swag, I have to say. She had really good swag available with her pre-orders. Doesn't justify the fact that I did pre-order an entire series that I haven't read. But yeah, we're just going to gloss over that part and enjoy the fact that the books look cool. I do really want to read them, and her swag was great. Oh, we're too tall again. Okay, well, the good news is that to fit in the frame with these, I'm having to stoop down quite a lot, which means my TBR is definitely nowhere near as tall as me. But yeah, it's still quite tall. So, weird angle. I have got 4 books left. We have got Marked in Flesh by Anne Bishop, which is the next book in the Others series. So yeah, I really love this series. I got this one for Christmas and haven't picked this one up yet. So we're there. We have got The Darkest Night by Gina Showalter. So this will be my next of my long paranormal romance series that I pick up. But it is a really long one. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the right moment to start it. I think it will be soon. And then finally, we've got these 2, which if you saw my reset, you'll know are basically 2 of my most recent purchases. So we have got Storm Cursed and Smoke Bitten, which are the next 2 books in the Mercy Thompson series. Right, let's lift this up a little bit so we can see the height comparison for real life. That's bonkers. That's definitely taller than my 10-year-old. That's like the height that she is. So yeah, we are at 126 centimetres. Again, whatever that is in inches is here. Yeah, so that's a lot, but luckily nowhere near as tall as me. So yeah, I still would like to get it down. But it's nice to know I've got some wiggle room in this thing. here. I hope that you enjoyed that. It was a bit of fun to go through. I'm now going to go and start putting all of these back on my shelf. I might take the opportunity to add them to Storygraph before I do. And yeah, let me know how you found this, and I will see you soon. Bye.